What we think. Accessing GP services. In August 2013, Right Here Newham used a video box to record the opinions of young people in Newham in relation to accessing GP services. What kind of characteristics would you like your GP to have?
I think GPs should be understanding, not to, when they ask you questions, they should be relaxed and easy to approach.
Welcoming.
I'd like him to be happy and have a sense of humour.
Attentive and interested.
Very understanding, very kind.
They should be friendly and appear interested in what the client has to say. Do you know what I mean?
Honest.
Also not patronising either, because sometimes they can appear a little bit patronising towards younger people.
And having good interpersonal skills.
The only characteristic I'm looking at my GP is friendship. I want him to be friendly. I don't want him to be grumpy and sad. I just want him to be enjoyable and friendly.
Open-minded and kind.
Take personal issues more seriously. Not just do the job for money, but try and understand the patient more close up.
Do you think that all GPs should offer emotional support?
Depends, if some people would want to or some people wouldn't. It's up to you.
I think that is a really good beneficial thing, that I think you should be able to have those kind of emotional connections with someone so they can understand your problems a lot better.
My guess, I don't know if that's really their job to provide emotional support, but if they can, that's nice. I wouldn't really go for a doctor for emotional support on myself.
Yes, I believe that all GPs should have some emotional support. It's needed. Sometimes people can't talk to other people, so sometimes it's easier to talk to a stranger.
It would be good if you have emotional problems going on or anything that's going on that's affecting your health. It would be great to talk to your GP about that.
I think that it's not always necessary for there to be emotional support needed or required for a patient, but I do think that there should be an option available for those that think they do need it, because then in that case then both parties are happy.
Yeah, I do believe GP should offer emotional support. GP stands for general practitioner, and part of your health generally is your emotional support. So that should be part of what they do and the service that they offer.
In my opinion, I think that GPs should not offer emotional support because there's the possibility of having your confidential stuff being told to your parents.
I do think that my GP should offer emotional support, and I think that they should offer me access to emotional support. So if I don't get it directly from them, they should be able to give me information on where I can seek help for emotional support.
I would personally say a bit yes and a bit no. Yes, because some people need help and for treatment and stuff when they're going through emotional crisis, but sometimes no, because they need privacy. That's something. I don't want the GP to invade my privacy if I'm having a bit of trouble.
Do you think that all GP services should provide specialist services such as counselling and interpreting?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I believe that they should offer these services because young people are at risk these days, and it's just best to try and offer as many services as possible.
My native language is German, so I think it would be great.
I would say yes, because it would be very helpful. For example, if a non-English speaker comes into the GP and he finds a lot of trouble speaking or communicating, that'd be very troublesome. They should have many other things like psychological treatments and psychiatrists. So if anyone has a mental breakdown, they need help.
I think that they should be, because many parents are from foreign countries, and the possibility that they don't speak the home language for English.
I believe that GPs should be able to refer you on to any kind of specialist that you would require, and I believe that it should be done in a short space of time.
Yes, I think they should have counselling as well, which would be really helpful, especially for young people.
I think that they should have a counsellor readily available, but if a patient needs more than one session or a more in-depth counselling session, then they should be able to have access to that.
Yeah, I think they should offer specialist support. Interpreting is key because communication is very important. So as long as they're able to make that viable, specialist support and specialist services GP should offer.
I think if there was an email service so that people could contact from home rather than making their way to the GP.
I think it's a bonus, and I think it'd be a good idea they could have that counselling, just be able to give more services instead of always having to be referred over to somebody else.
I don't really think it is a good idea because I think it'll put too much strain on the GPs. I think they're general practitioners for a reason, and they just deal with the general stuff and then refer you on to the specialists. I think it'll be too much work for them.
They should have the option available for those that need it, because at the end of the day, they're there for the people. Without the people, and the public, they would be pretty much useless. And if there are certain members of the public that do need an interpreter, or do need a translator, or do need some sort of extra support, and if they're not there to provide that, then that's just a section of the public, of the residents that are there that they're laying down.
What would make more young people access their GP?
I think GPs should be at colleges and universities and schools, which would be really good because young people would be able to access them more.
I think using Skype is probably a good idea because then people can be able to be comfortable in their own surroundings and also be able to talk to their GP about things that are troubling them.
I think what would make more young people access their GPs? Well, I think if they had like a young people hotline, for example, and if they're able to use Skype, if they're able to book an appointment through BB or by texting, just those sort of facilities being available with the way that young people communicate nowadays.
I think that people can access their GP if they need to. I've never really had a problem with accessing them, so I don't know.
I think Skype's a really good idea because nowadays everyone's sort of become very hectic and busy with other schedules, and I think it's a great way instead of having to go into the GP service every always got the time to. So connecting via Skype is an excellent idea. I think it's really good.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think using Skype is a really good way to actually see your GP. A lot of the time, like someone like myself, for example, I work like various different shifts, and it's really hard for me to get an appointment with my GP. So I think if I was able to speak to them on Skype on my phone or on my laptop, it'd be much easier for me.
Going to schools, secondary schools, colleges.
So I think Skype would be the best one because I think that everybody uses Skype.
I mean, me personally, I have a great relationship with my doctor, but I mean, I've heard from other people that it's generally the waiting list that is a big issue.
One thing in the modern youth is that they use a lot of phones and gadgets. I think it would be very helpful if the GP uses these kind of technologies for like texting and Facebook.
The support that they offer, not necessarily like Skype, because I think that not many teenagers would be that bothered. But the kind of support and how strong the support is would really matter to the teens.
For young people especially, I think if there's like a social network site or something that is available to them, then booking an appointment would be a lot easier because you can just take out your BlackBerry or your iPhone and say let me just book an appointment instead of having to ring them up at say 9 o'clock in the morning when you're supposed to be at school.